talking about the genesis of our digital marketing, wherein we talked about the introduction of your Web 2.0 in 2006. So then to further give them a fillip, social media websites, that we see as very common nowadays, it made its very existence in the year 2008, and the very first one that was launched onto the world of your internet was MySpace. So this was the advent, after the advent of this very website MySpace, that there was a great influx, a great inflow of various social media websites, be it your present day Facebook, Twitter, Orkut, or Instagram, and various other, Pinterest, LinkedIn, right? But the very first one that came, it was in the year 2008, which is by the name MySpace, right? And this is how we can see about that, all these social media websites, they started making their existence onto the digital platform, and slowly over the period of time, various digital marketers, they realize the very significance, the power of these social media websites, and they know that this is a great opportunity to reach to great set of consumers using various social media marketing channels, and most importantly, it is the most cost effective. I always, since beginning of my segment, I am talking about that this is very cost effective. So if you have to buy some space onto the the traditional mode of your television channels, wherein you have to buy a space for advertising any brand or advertising any services model, then you have to really spend a whooping amount for the same. But when we talk about the social media websites, it is what you are taking a space wherein you just need to create a brand page, and at the very initial level you just need to create a brand page and you can easily promote your product. If your product seems very appealing to the customer, they will connect with you, there will be more users, there will be more subscribers of the same. So nowadays if we talk about these influencers, you see they have a very crucial role nowadays. They are being paid to promote the products. So everybody knows that this is what is the power of these social media websites, those social media platforms, wherein if you are an influencer, wherein you are able to garner a greater set of your subscribers, right? So people, the brands will come out to you, they'll reach out to you so that to promote their products or the services. That is also one way of your marketing about the products. That is also one strategy of your digital marketing, and it's the second choice. But as an the very budding entrepreneur, you can simply launch a page of yours, you can connect with a greater segment of people, you can ask about their stories, you can connect with them using those dedicated online forums, right? So onto these social media sites, the marketers did what is, they collaborated with the brands, right? They went to those brand collaborations, as I rightly mentioned, right? Now next is they also went for those influencers paid partnership. Earlier there used to be celebrity endorsements that used to take place onto the traditional TV channels, but nowadays it has taken the form of your influencer marketing. It has taken the form of your paid partnerships. It has taken the form of your paid banner ads, so that you can advertise your product and reach out to the target market more effectively and more in a well manner, as in it is time effective also and it is cost effective also, right? And another important thing is that the market is not limited. You can reach at the same time to the micro, macro, or we call it as a national, international market. What you all need is a properly defined social media page for the same, and a constant updation of the set of information that should be well maintained, so the consumer should not feel those hassles, right, in scrolling through and going through that those pages. Now digital marketing has, since as I'm talking about its genesis, so there has been a lot of developments into the arena of digital marketing. Another one, another star to the galaxy is the launch of your cookies. So cookies are created by the, those creators of the World Wide Web, and those cookies was what, through those cookies brands were able to detect the browsing habits as well as the patterns, the usage patterns of the consumers, and they can do what is, they can simply track on to the activities. And whenever you go for any web page, any website, right, they'll ask you this, they'll give you that, notification that we agree to, to share the cookies with the brands. So you, whenever you say yes, accepted, so those cookies will be there into your, it will make its entry, and the brands will be able to look into whatever other pages you are searching onto the Google, whatever you are looking into your, into your devices, they can keep a track of the same. तो आपने बहुत बार ऑब्जर्व किया होगा, जब भी आपने सपोज करो कुछ सर्च करा अपने स्मार्टफोन्स पर ही, किसी भी सर्च इंजन के ऊपर, यू सर्च फॉर लेट्स सपोज क्लोथिंग ब्रांड्स, राइट, या क्लोथिंग अंडर 1000, कुछ भी आपने एक नॉर्मल सर्च करा, वहां से कुकीज ट्रैक करेंगी एंड आपको रिलेटेड एडवर्टीजमेंट्स आपके सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर, चाहे आप अपना फेसबुक ओपन करें, चाहे आप अपना इंस्टाग्राम ओपन करें, आप देखते हैं बहुत बारी आपने जो अभी गूगल पर सर्च करा वही आपको स्मार्टफोन पे आपके फेसबुक या फिर इंस्टाग्राम अकाउंट्स में उससे रिलेटेड एडवर्टीजमेंट्स मिल रही है. वो कैसे पॉसिबल है? बिकॉज यू हैव अलाउड दोज क्रॉस ऐप ट्रैकिंग, access to that particular website, and they are able to detect your browsing habits, they are able to detect your usage patterns, right, and they can simply keep a track onto your activities. And if you don't allow for the same, what will happen? They'll be not able to trace you. So you should only allow for the strictly, required cookies, those functional cookies or those advertisement cookies. They, matlab, as a precautionary note, you should not allow them. So these cookies are being created so as to provide all these digital marketers with a prerequisite or a required set of your information, and to see into, to look into that, yes, these are what are the choices, most popular choices of the consumers. And then marketers started coming up with such keywords that, let's suppose if the consumer is putting into this particular keyword, he'll get no other option else than my brand, else than my product. So that is what is the very effective utilization of keeping or putting the cookies in place, right. Marketers were able to further customize their promotions accordingly. So because they know how to keep a tap onto the same, and it is far more effective than your traditional mass media TV channels or the newspaper advertisements, right, because वहाँ पर newspaper advertisements, again you have a very limited set of consumers, all those who will be reading a newspaper, that will be your customer segmentation. Or what about those who are not comfortable, let's suppose, with the Hindi newspaper or a Urdu newspaper or a English newspaper, right. So that creates a little, again a problem for the marketers, since they have to advertise into number of newspapers. But nowadays these newspapers have also turned out into the digital ones. So all those advertisements which you earlier used to found them into the paper prints, now they are available onto their websites, right. So digital marketing, if we talk about, it's a very large umbrella and a comprehensive terminology wherein a large number of your elements come into the picture. And if we talk about, as you can look up onto your screens, that digital marketing is is a major terminology that has various subcomponents as the social media, search engine optimization, which is your SEO, your videos, images, branding, email marketing, right, your content alignment with the brand's website, market analysis, return on investment, digital analytics. So there are various other components which form a part of this major umbrella, this major cloud, that is your digital marketing. So whenever we are talking about digital marketing, it's not like when we are talking about one aspect of your social media marketing, or we are talking about one aspect of your email marketing. Rather, we are talking about the multiple things that are taking place over the digital network, over the digital chess, right? And it can be as simple as doing your digital analytics also. For example, how many nowadays this digital analytics is also being done so as to analyze or to comprehend into that how many consumers visited your web page, and what is the average number of turnout, or what is the average number of time spent by the users onto this particular web page. So that ways you can see that this very digital marketing is making itself very strong, and that is why a great number of marketers, they are keeping a specific amount, a great amount for specifically spending into the digital advertisement. So onto your screens you can see into the digital ad spending that has risen over the time period. So this is a prediction that has been done for 24 based on to the previous set of data, and you can see that worldwide there has been a in 2019 you can see the figures that this much USD has been spent onto the digital ads, and over the period of time it has doubled. So predictions for 2024 you can see it is altogether a double from the fund which is given for 2019. So the firms are dedicatedly keeping their greater segment of their budgets for the digital ad. Be it any brand, they are spending a lot for digital advertisements, whether they go through paid advertisements, whether they go for their own dedicated websites, or they go through social media collaborations, right, Instagram collaborations, Facebook collaborations. They are spending a lot because they know this is because today's world is a digital world, right? It's in digital era where you need to connect with each and every set of consumer, whether living into tier 1 or tier 2 or living into the villages, right? So you want to, Flipkart has made its entry into the those towns, those villages which are there into hinterlands. So no, they know the power of this bottom of pyramid. So that is why every brand, it is promoting their product not just onto the traditional means but onto the digital channels also. Now, whenever we talk about traditional means, because I have been on and on talking about a comparison that is going up between the traditional channels and the present sort of your modern sorts of your marketing, that is your digital marketing. So what were those traditional channels? They used to be your TV advertisements. So whatever your TV advertisements are, they are your traditional form of marketing. Newspaper advertisements, again, those small news, small blocks for the news that you see onto those newspapers. So those dedicated columns were what? These were the newspaper advertisements. Your billboard advertisements. So you number of times observe those big billboards that are being there next to any, let's suppose, your bus stops, right? So those big billboards used to be there so that they are able to grab the attention of major segment of people. So recently there was a meme sparking up onto onto Twitter, wherein you would see a building in the background and there are number of you could say companies coming up with those billboard advertisements onto right, and that is why, because billboard is again able to grab a great set of your attraction, and that is why it is displayed onto such places where there is a large public out there who is witnessing the same. Then pamphlet ads is those advertisement pamphlets that all these agents or the people or the marketers, they used to distribute to your places, to your institutions or the organizations. There used to come weekly magazines. So again, onto the last very 2 pages or onto the center 2 pages, you would see for those advertisements being displayed into these magazines, right? Then radio advertisements. Everybody must be able to resonate with the fact that there used to be an era when radio channels and the advertisements onto the radio channel was so popular, because everybody while driving from one place to another, everybody is having those FMs on, and they are listening to whatever stuff is coming onto those FM channels. So people were paying attention to the same, they were paying heed to the same. So that is why there were radio advertisements which were again very popular. But there was, as we say, there was a time. But when it comes to digital marketing, it has been on and on since so long, and it is what is the present and the future of all these marketers who want to make sure that their product reaches out to the customer, and they want to make sure that their product is always grabbing that limelight. So various digital marketers have been very rigorously preparing so many digital marketing strategies. So for example, they do what is, they go for search engine optimization, wherein they make sure to use search engine for optimizing the presence in terms of the ranks. As I said that furniture under 500, so it will show the list of all those brands that are coming up with the furniture products, right? And it will show you that which are the top ones, because as a human tendency, what will you do? You will just see for first 2 search engine result pages, you will never go to the third page. That is what is a basic human tendency, right? So whatever will be coming up onto the page number 1, you will be seeing for what all are ranked high, right? Ranked high, and accordingly you will be going to first very page or hitting onto the second or to the third, the rank that is being displayed onto the pages. So that is one strategy wherein the marketers can align their websites with the search string results which are there onto the search pages, right? Then is you can start promoting your products onto the social websites, as I mentioned it number of times, that one can prefer displaying the ads onto the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and these are very popular channels which are being used globally, right? And you can nowadays see that YouTube also offers you this option of YouTube Premium, wherein you can prefer to skip the ads, otherwise you will see a number of advertisements infused into a video, right? So these are the one of the mediums through which the consumer know that nowadays generation is mostly onto the YouTube, so they know where to put in their advertisements, where a larger segment of consumers are able to see through it, right? Then if you want to create an efficient business networking opportunity, then LinkedIn is the best form by which is being used by the digital marketers, so that they can reach out to multitude of people and number of people who are there onto the online channel. So whenever there is a product which talks about a software, which talks about some recent technology, you'll see them making their advertisements onto the LinkedIn. Similarly, you would see for promotional mails, right, dedicated newsletters that you receive. For example, there are number of websites or the brands which sends you their newsletters detailing about the brand catalog, what are the upcoming sales, or what are the upcoming product launches that they are going to come up with. So maybe somebody will read that mail and they'll feel fascinated and they'll look into the website, and maybe they can go for a purchase of the product also. So that is the most effective way to reach out to the target consumers, and that too on a one-to-one basis, that is onto a direct basis. They can easily reach out to the consumers, right? Then as I said that those paid pop-up ads or the banner advertisements. So paid pop-up ads is as I said that supposingly you are looking onto any web page and you would see those clickable banner ads, or the minute there is written something like that, let's suppose weather forecast, and you feel like okay, I have been through the website, let me also see the weather forecast for the day. So the minute you click onto that button, it will pop up into a new banner advertisement, and it will show you these are the weather updates, and maybe there can be an advertisement inbuilt advertisement about any application which you install into your smartphones, and they'll timely provide you the updation about how much is the pollution level, how much is the, what is the weather scenario outside, what is the weather in India, what is the weather that is onto different parts of India, or in various other parts of the world. So that ways, those are your paid pop-up ads, banned advertisements, and another you can look on to is your paid partnership with various bloggers, vloggers, your influencers. So those are paid partnerships. You would see not every influencer advertisement is a paid partnership one. So first, nowadays influencers also come up with those, uh, uh, ways of connecting with the consumers, wherein they try to, let's suppose, how to unbox a product. So you will see multiple videos onto the same where they talk about how to unbox a product, how to install a product. So they'll give you, an entire demo about the same, and maybe consumers will feel attracted to that, person giving the detailed information about unboxing a brand product. So this is how the users get added on to with those particular, the person influencer, and later on when he is having a great consumer base, the other brands would also reach out to him so that they can get into paid partnership with those um, influencers. And bloggers are there are different vloggers. So tourism sector mein vloggers, or fooding segment mein these vloggers can be reached out to, so that it creates a better impact. Then it is sometimes, sometimes bringing a product in the consumer limelight is also through making the content very viral, right? So if you remember those cred advertisements that used to pop up into the, TV channels during the time of your matches, especially those IPL matches. So everybody was very curious about what is this cred, what is that cred. So that's a brilliant attempt by the cred to create a long lasting impression onto the consumer minds, wherein everybody was curious to know about that, what are they promoting, what are they trying to communicate. So everybody, at least, once they search into their cell phones, looking into that what is all is cred about, right? So what is it, the intent of the cred, right? So these are the different, you could say that, things that have been taken up by the different online digital marketers over the time period to, you could say, key to create a connect with the consumers, with the ultimate consumers. Apart from that, when we talk about marketing, right? So on email marketing again we have personalized emails. Again we have those thank you emails, right? Whenever you buy a product, you always get, nowadays we get those SMS plus an email that thank you for visiting, so and so store. So rank the, give your ratings for the same, rank it out onto a scale of 1 to 5. So that ways they try to connect with you, and then they send you those promotional discounts over the emails, right? Because people may not prefer to give their cell phone numbers, so they found it very easy and convenient to share their email IDs. And that is why brands are also interested in, procuring all data set that can be taken up through these, using these emails, and they then further sends you the information regards to brand promotions or the newsletters through these dedicated and personalized emails. So that is one segment. Another one we can talk about is nowadays these websites, brands are also coming up with their dedicated websites. So if somebody has been through the website of your Nykaa or your Amazon or Flipkart, you would see those UI interface is so good that the consumer feels connected to the brand. And when we say about UI interface, that means the user interface, it has to be a one which is not so complicated, which is not so ambiguous, and which is not a, in a monotonous tone. So it should be little vibrant. It should be, for example, Nykaa website, if you've been through the same, you would say it's very vibrant, it's very poppy, and you would so into, there are different segments where they talk about the recent releases, the brand information, the tutorials onto the same, blogging segment, wherein you can, know more and more about the brand. So similarly, Amazon, you look onto, they'll give you small snippets about the brand, how to use it, a demo, how would, now they give you that option of VR, wherein you can just click a photograph of your room and see if you place this product into your room, how would it appear like. So that's an, enhanced consumer data enhanced experience that a consumer feels this way through the digital marketing things, right? So all these digital marketing, whatever we have taught about, it's just, 1% of about the entire, you could say, major thing that we are further going to take up onto. And this tells us about that, yes, digital marketing is not just cost efficient, but it is effective also to reach down to the lowest level, right, to reach out to the multitude of the people. So for today, we had this introductory segment onto the digital marketing. In the coming segments, we'll be talking about the different models, different types of your digital marketing strategies to reach down to the ultimate consumer. So thank you everyone.